Hello, it's me Josh, welcome to Storytime. Today we're going to be reading another book from the Little Miss Library by Roger Hargreaves. This is called Little Miss Naughty. Uh-oh, wonder what this might be about. It's not good to be naughty, is it? No. So let's see what kind of adventures and what we can learn from the Little Miss Naughty story today. Okay, get comfortable, get ready wherever you are because we're about to delve into story time. That's right. Here we go. Are you ever naughty? Sometimes, I bet. These are the words in the page, but me, Josh, also agrees with that. Well, Little Miss Naughty was naughty all the time. She woke one Sunday morning and looked out of the window. Looks like a nice day, she thought to herself, and then she grinned. Looks like a nice day for being naughty, she said, and rubbed her hands. This sounds like a little like my siblings out there, if you guys are watching. Alexis, Dante, Emmett, Hugo, and Magnus. Don't be naughty, please. That Sunday, Mr. Uppity was out for his morning stroll. Little Miss Naughty knocked his hat off his head and jumped on it. My hat! Cried Mr. Uppity. Oh no. Mr. Uppity has a really cool top hat, hey? Yeah. And Little Miss Naughty jumped on it and crushed it. That's really naughty. That afternoon, Mr. Clever was sitting in his garden reading a book. And do you know what Little Miss Naughty did? She broke his glasses. My glasses! Cried Mr. Clever. Whoa. That's really naughty, hey? Yeah. That evening, Mr. Bump was just standing there, minding his own business. And guess what Little Miss Naughty did? She ran off with his bandages. Well, Mr. Bump, all of his wounds will be exposed, for one, because he's always bumping himself. And two, he's embarrassed, because all of his bandages are gone. Poor guy. And then she bandaged up Mr. Small. He cried. It's difficult to say anything when you're bandaged up like that. Mr. Uppity and Mr. Clever and Mr. Bump and Mr. Small were very, 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 very cross. Very, 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 very cross indeed. Poor Mr. Small wouldn't be able to see. Oh, what a wonderful Sunday, giggled Little Miss Naughty as she walked along. And it isn't even bedtime yet. Little Miss Naughty's super stoked with being naughty. Not very nice. First thing on Monday morning, the Mr. Men had a meeting. Something has to be done, announced Mr. Uppity, who had managed to straighten out his hat. They all looked at Mr. Clever, who was wearing his spare pair of glasses. You're the cleverest, they said. What's to be done about Little Miss Naughty? Mr. Clever thought. He cleared his throat and spoke. I have no idea, he said. I have, piped up Mr. Small. Just chatting away. I know what that naughty little lady needs, he went on. And I know who can do it, he added. What? Asked Mr. Uppity. Who? Asked Mr. Clever. Aha, chuckled Mr. Small and went off to see a friend of his. Somebody who could do impossible things. Somebody who could do impossible things like make himself invisible. I wonder who that could be. Do you think Mr. Impossible? Oh, it doesn't actually tell us. We might find out later. That Monday, Mr. Nosy was asleep under a tree. Little Miss Naughty crept towards him with a pot of paint in one hand and a paintbrush in the other, and a rather large grin on her face. She's going to paint the end of his nose red. But just as she was about to do the dreadful deed, something happened. Tweak! Somebody tweaked her nose. Somebody she couldn't see tweaked her nose. Somebody invisible. I wonder who. Ouch! Cried Little Miss Naughty. And dropping the paint and paintbrush, she ran away as fast as her little legs would carry her. Wow. Little Miss Naughty got a taste of her own medicine there. On Tuesday, Mr. Busy was rushing along. As usual, Little Miss Naughty, standing by the side of the road, stuck out her foot She was going to trip him, head over heels, and heels over head. It could really hurt him. But just before she did, something happened. Tweak! The invisible nose tweaker had struck again, and it hurt. Ouch! Cried little Miss Naughty, and ran away even faster than her little legs would carry her. Wow. On Wednesday, Mr. Happy was at home watching television. Outside, little Miss Naughty picked up a stone. She was going to break his window. Naughty girl. Mr. Happy's just relaxing there, hanging out, and break his window. That's very naughty. It's not good to break people's windows, eh? It's expensive to fix, just inconvenient, and you break glass everywhere, and glass can really hurt you, cut you and stuff. But as she brought her arm back to throw, guess what? That's right. Tweak! Something tweaked her nose. Ouch! Cried little Miss Naughty, and she ran off, holding her nose. And so it went on, all day Thursday, tweak, all day Friday, tweak, tweak, all day Saturday, tweak, tweak, tweak. By which time little Miss Naughty's nose was bright red. But by Sunday, she was cured. No naughtiness at all, thanks to the invisible nose tweaker. Mr. Small. On Sunday evening, Mr. Small went round to see him. Hello, Mr. Impossible, he smiled. See, we got it right, Mr. Impossible. Good job. Thank you all for helping to cure little Miss Naughty. My pleasure, laughed Mr. Impossible. But it did take all week. Mr. Small grinned. Don't you mean, he said, all tweak? Well, it's not good to be naughty, not at all. And inconvenience other people or hurt them or hurt their feelings or break their property and stuff. That's not cool. So it's good that little Miss Naughty learnt after a while that it's not good to be naughty. But you don't want to do two wrongs don't make a right. You got to do the right thing to prove and set the example. Yeah? Yeah. All right. Well, it's another book done. Thanks so much for being here with me and reading the story. I'll be back again with another Little Miss story very, very, very soon. Bye for now, but not forever. Oh, and if you like these, please subscribe, click the bell below, and you can come and read the stories on the page whenever. There are so many, and there'll always be plenty to go. Always cool stories to be told and adventures to be gone on and told, not told. Bye.